Supreme motherfucking rise. I ain't just wake up. I've been up for a minute. I went outside and roasted real quick. So, yeah, I roasted for a minute. So, but I was trying to see if I can catch that sun. It was cold outside though. Like, who said that yesterday? Talking about it felt like summer. Ain't no summer out there. It don't feel like summer over here. I know that's right. But Supreme, you already know the vibes. You know, I've been getting little pieces of clarity from different, like seeing people really start to tap into the intelligence, right? And putting that with the comprehension of spirituality. I've been seeing people really start to comprehend other than how the narrative was placed through biblical pretense. I've been starting to see people mention, and I think that's dope. I think that's dope. All praises to the Most High. So even if they don't come to my page and I don't get like mad numbers running up and all that and millions of subscribers, I still see the divine manifesting in everything. All praises to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And I just, it was one female I be watching. She be right on point. You know what I'm saying? Like she really speak to it. It was something she said particularly, and I was gonna mention it, but I can't remember it right off the top of my head right now. All praises to her though. Divine said, or it was placed, and this is what I always knew about different scripts. You can tell the difference in between things that can't be unwritten and things that were unwritten. You can tell it's an energy that sits with that. It's like certain things can't, and no matter, and the power behind wording when it's manifested truly through divine understanding, or it's meant to be placed in something through the divine frequency, it holds a different level of stability, right? Yeah, I had my Cardinal shirt on yesterday. You know what the cardinal signs is and all that, right? So I was rocking the big cardinal on my joint with the, you know what I'm saying? You already know the vibes. Cardinal King. But some of those passages you can't, and if you don't tap into your intelligence, you won't see it, right? You won't see it. But as soon as you tap into your intelligence, not you thinking that you're smart, the information that's inside of you that came with the makeup of you as a creation. Everybody don't have that because everybody's not directly created by the divine. So when you tap into that, that itself has discernment in it. It's like saying I know the company that made this car. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So all the instructions is in the glove box. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as you tap into the makeup of what you are, that intel, and what it's supposed to do, as far as give you the understanding to how to be efficient, it has its own level of discernment. So if you start coming across certain energies from first, for me anyway, it popped off in different ways, but before I was able to comprehend it, the first time I was able to see it in full working is when I came across that I had understanding, like the understanding lit. I'm speaking things that are not complete but getting there. And then I would read something and I would be in I'll be in conflict with what I was reading. And the conflict was always based off, it would feel as if, like, why you put that there? Like, if you would say something and then it's placed next to something to where those two sentences don't even seem like, it's like this sentence is attached to that sentence, and they're two different frequencies. Like, it's like you just added that to make it sound as if. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to take that off because if my mind in its lowest or highest retrospect can look at something and say, I would have said it like this, that, and that would have been even better, you know what I'm saying, than I would normally concept it. But if I was on my highest self thinking, I would have said it like this to serve everybody, right? So if you're thinking like that, then it's higher than that. Then it's way higher than that. So that gives you options. Divine says, know me by knowing my creation. So then you take that and put it next to Almighty. Weigh it next to Almighty. You start seeing all the holes in it, everything that's weak with it. Divine ain't about to have an option or a circumstance that take place that has cracks in it. It's not going to have cracks in it. It's not going to have um, loopholes and stuff like that. It's a law. It's cardinal. It don't move. It is what it is, and it has a frequency that states that to a value, even though it being written doesn't serve its purpose. So I want to say salute to everybody else, you know what I'm saying, who doing a thing, who really talking that due diligence. I even heard a dude spitting, you know what I'm saying, and I ain't going front. I was like, look, he sound like, hey, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, he going in right now. And I was like, look at him go. I felt good about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it made me feel good that to see, you know, there's going to be a common base understanding soon that the children are going to have an opportunity to walk into this understanding as a norm instead of having it, you know, last minute forced down your throat to hope you survive. Nah, everybody gonna get it. And the ones that don't get it, they fighting right now. They don't want to get it. The ones who going through whatever they going through, the only reason why they feeling friction is when you rub two things together, right? And you constantly grind them together. So if you don't go with your natural understanding, whatever conscious you dealing with, it's gonna grind against what you are. So you'll sit there and be mad at everything else in the world, but don't see that you are grinding against yourself. Like you are the other sandpaper grinding against your sandpaper, and you sitting there tearing up your whole existence. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. When the brake pad's gone, and that John just hitting against that metal, and you sitting acting like you don't want to change them, that's your fault. You messing up your tire, your rotors, and all that. You grinding that up. Now you in a situation because friction makes heat. Heat burns. It melts and destroys. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it do. You know what I'm saying? In some aspects, heat gives, you know, comfortability, depending on what side you on. And not for nothing, if you going with the flow, right? Or if you going against the flow, it's different. I'm water, so I gotta flow with the river. I gotta flow with the flow. If I ever try to go against the flow, that's gonna be hard. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be hard. So that's with everything. You know what I'm saying? Fire can't be fire and then all of a sudden say, hey, I want to be water. You're gonna put your fire out. You know what I'm saying? Earth can't say, hey, I want to be the wind. And it's too heavy. It got too much to deal with, too much to pick up to go with it. You know what I'm saying? It has to focus on every little thing because Earth is every grain of everything. You know what I'm saying? And same with wind. Wind can't want to be dirt. It's too light. Who can stand on it? You know what I'm saying? It would have to make wings and then you still can't stand on it. You feel me? You can only float through it. So the contrast to every value is simultaneous, but not for nothing. People don't see life like that. That's called, and I used to say this all the time, and you seen that ripple across, you know, everything. Oblivious. People are oblivious. You know what I'm saying? Like you just, you know, what is the other one? What's the other one I used to say all the time? But that shit ripple across everywhere. Like, because it's past tense is why I don't need it now. But you can see that manifest within how people use certain thought patterns, and at this point, if you're not just like, well, you really don't have to feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you only feeling like that because what you want to gain from a situation or what you, and you'll see people kind of thrust themselves into stuff. You'll see people push their energy, and this fight right here that we're dealing with, I don't think people can see. It's not about what's particularly on its way. It's when you accept that as a value. So, and I had to think about this for a long time. Like, it was just, I'm like, yo, all right, so feeling it, being in the energy, being in that energy. You know how many times I've hugged myself and imagined that it was a type of energy, or, and this is why, you know, you shouldn't reminisce on certain things neither, because you may reminisce in the mind while you trying to create your new and bring back old things, you know what I'm saying, that you was attached to. So reminiscing on shit that was possibly good in different situations, that shit don't serve you. It just fuels the thing that you left to come back to you. That's what that does. So to have your mind on a higher frame of manifestation, to comprehend that as a value, that's you being clear about what you want. That's why they say understand what you want, know what you want, because the other thoughts are going to be in your mind while you're trying to create your new world. You know what I'm saying? And revisiting something doesn't mean being a part of it. If you revisit things and you go back to that energy, or you're around that energy or something, it doesn't mean that you're going to be attached to it. Sometimes that finite being around it is a clarity. And the clarity is understanding how the frequency works. This takes me back, all the way back, right, to a bill I did like a few years ago. And I was talking about maybe over a year ago, maybe. I don't know. I'll say about 3 years ago. I'll say about 3 years ago. 4 years ago, maybe. And I was doing a build, and I was talking about how elemental factors are made. And I was like, people only focus on the four elements. You know what I'm saying? They only focus on wind, water, fire, and earth. But elements are being made all day. Because universally, and see, this goes back to the class, my incremental science class. Universally, fire is the counterpart to spark. Air is the counterpart to force. Earth is the counterpart to coalescence, things that coalesce and become matter. And water is the counterpart to the ether. You know what I'm saying? So that's why everybody be mad at water, because water's counterpart is where everything came from. You know what I'm saying? Like, what water emulates itself after? Water emulates itself after ether. Fire emulates itself after spark. Air emulates itself after force. Earth emulates itself after coalesce. You see what I'm saying? So these are combinations. So with a spark, you can have fire. You know what I'm saying? With a spark and something else, you can have fire. You know what I'm saying? With in a presence, you can have force, which is wind. I just blew. I'm the presence. I blew wind. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying it's what it is. You know what I mean? So it follows its own suit in every retrospect. But these are combinations. These are combinations of things that exist. So your combination clash with another combination creates other things. This is called giving birth. You know what I'm saying? But nobody actually looks at those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, earth and water makes mud. You know what I'm saying? Like, see what I'm saying? Like, the person could be a stone statue. They could have created a person that's like just serious stone. You know what I'm saying? Earth and water. You know what I'm saying? Like, stone. Fire and water, right? Make steam, right? That's moisture that floats, that moves away. You know what I'm saying? So you get a hot-headed person that's never around. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get hot and they gone. Steamy. You know what I'm saying? Steamy. Just gone. You feel me? Go on and on and on. Dust, wind, and earth. You know what I'm saying? A dusty person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm joking, but in the same breath, we have combinations that form like that. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at the person, you can literally see that. That's why when I did incremental science, I was talking about how many different lineages that you're attached to. that, you know, like your fingers may look like your grandpops, or this part of your face look like your grandmom, and you walk like this person that's used to live around this time, you know what I'm saying? Like you talk like this uncle, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody got pieces of where we came from. And those pieces were symbolic to whatever elemental factor that was birthed within those individuals from wherever they come from, which simultaneously recreates the value. So now we can't be just one element because we're created from many of them. That's what makes us universal. We're all things. We're force, ether, air, but the day that you land on makes that one prominent. So that'll be your heading. You see what I'm saying? That'll be your heading. That'll be the one that, you know, majority of the time is the heart of the complete body, right? But you have to know the facets. You have to know the different facets of what that is, and what it means for you, not for everybody else. See, the problem with the world is people like to control shit. So in this world, everybody likes to tell somebody else about themselves. No, I'm telling you how to focus on just yourself. This is what I do. These are things that I do. I look at the different facets of me. So while everybody out in the world trying to worry about somebody else, I know me. I know what's gonna put me left. I know what's gonna make me happy. I know the things I hear that I like. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when we grew up, not for nothing, something that you might have liked, somebody would have told you, "Oh, why you like that?" Right? "Oh, you shouldn't like that. You shouldn't." You know what I'm saying? People would try to tell you certain things, unbeknownst. There you go. Unbeknownst to them. Unbeknownst to them. Unbeknownst to them, they believe that everybody in the same thought pattern should have the same feelings or the same likes. No, we're different elemental factors. Just because we look similar don't mean I'm going to like the same shit you like. When we was growing up, my brother loved pickles. You know what I'm saying? And I was a kid, I had olives. I used to eat olives all the time. You know what I'm saying? My mom would go to the grocery store. She'd get Poppy some pickles, and she'd get me the little thin jar olives. Super salty. You know what I'm saying? I used to fuck them shits up. And then as I got older, I grew out of them. You know what I'm saying? I grew out of them. I don't know if my brother still eat pickles like that. He might. But as I got older, I started making pickles. You know what I'm saying? I like cucumbers, but I wasn't really a pickle person. You know what I'm saying? Like the extra vinegar and all that. But then I learned about brine. And I learned how to make brine real quick. And I learned about probiotics. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, this is dope. So after I learned about the probiotics, you know what I'm saying? And it's two types of pickles. You get kosher, matter of fact, it's more than two types of pickles. It's more than two types of pickles, but it's two types of ways to make it. You can do the vinegar or you could do the probiotic way. And the vinegar way is different because it puts that twang. But if you do the probiotic way, it creates a natural vinegar. You know what I'm saying? And that shit be good. You could actually pour it in like a glass. It's like champagne. It's good. Tastes really good. You can add it to food or you can drink it straight by itself. Really, really good. So with that being said, you know, I know I just went left, but I was stating the fact of everybody has their own way to do things. And that was the knowledge from Kemet. That was the knowledge within the spiritual understanding through Egypt. That was when the world was the golden age. That was the plentiful knowledge that went across everywhere. Everybody has their own right, created under the divine, to rise to their highest point in the way they see it. No one's the same. You could be whatever you wanted to be as long as you were doing it in the right way. You can't rise in negativity. No way, shape, and form. Even if people in the world are being a certain way, when you speak on these things, you're taking your energy and you're putting your energy on that. So when you go to rise, it delegates the type of decision that you would make when you get closer to that source energy. Why you think so many people were considered gods and stuff like that, they fell? It's because they had some level of unbeknownst to them in their mind. They held on to a negativity, right? They held on to a physical thing that came with the body. And when they got next to that divine energy and they tried to access, they wanted to do something with that power, which caused them to be stuck. That's why a lot of them went crazy. That's why you got these stories of failures. Nobody just rolls all the way. It's all this manipulation. You know what I'm saying? It's all this, oh, you got close to this and didn't know what to do. That's because you're trying to carry the effects. The only way it's going to take you, right, to the highest level is if you leave it behind. That's how you win. Whether you believe it or not. Almighty is almighty. You're not almighty if you're focusing on something that happened. You're like, you did this to me. No, that's your burden to carry. I'm not carrying that shit. You did that. You. You thought like that. That's you. That's who you are as a person. And you got to work your way out of that. You got to fix what you messed up and you got to work your way out of that. You can't do that. You ain't getting there. That's your choice. It's all choice. You see what I'm saying? Almightiness states the value. I like how somebody broke it down and they was like, you know, that it's a vertebrae, right? That's in between the neck and the head, right? Which is called 7 Atlas. The 7th Atlas, like how they talk about the spaceship or whatever. That's the vertebrae that holds the head to the neck, right? So it's supposed to be the access, right? What they talking about, they know people are turning on right now. They are accessing. So it's like Atlas holding up the earth. So that would fall in that diagrammic, that would fall in that dynamic of the Greek pantheon saying that, you know, that was held or that was charged to hold up the contract of the head, right? So that would be Atlas, that vertebrae, 7 Atlas. So once you understand that your body, and I spoke about this like a month ago in a bill. I was like, your body, a month or two ago, I was like, your body has contracts from your fingers, every joint, your spine, every joint, it has contracts, you know what I'm saying, that allow you to be a being, a whole being. So it's nothing outside of that I should be focusing on, you know what I'm saying? People who are moving their world in certain ways, they have no understanding what's going on in their world. So inside of their world is probably wrecked. They don't have like a purity inside of them that allow them to clean up inside of their world because they're acting out. Everything they do is outside of them. So that allows you to have your focus split. You got 2 eyes, but you can't see clearly like this. You ain't gonna get everything because this eye is closed. So if you ain't looking inside with both eyes, you looking outside with both eyes. So that means you missing something. All the time, constantly, you missing something. But if I'm taking my 2 eyes and I'm looking inside, my 3rd eye see everything. Supreme. So I was watching, it was like this Dragon Ball Z joint, right? And Goku's oldest son, Gohan, went to go train with Jiren. Right, and there was this point where Jiren was teaching Gohan how to meditate. Right, he was teaching him how to meditate. So, because Gohan can't control his energy, he don't know how to. Like, he'll go into the beast form and just be wrecking shit. He don't know how to like calm down. So he went with Jiren to learn how to meditate, and it was dope because Jiren put him in a meditation. Right, he's in the meditation, but then Jiren started throwing like power balls at him, you know what I'm saying? So he was supposed to feel it. Instead of seeing it with his eyes closed, he would feel it coming. And he would make a slight motion like this and just dodge it without opening his eyes. And Jiren would keep throwing the power balls at him, some of them fast, some of them slow. So he would learn to differentiate between how it's coming, the speed and all that. And he never opened his eyes. He was able to move without it. And this is what people got to get to. Like, you got to be somewhere where you're so still. No matter where you are in your life, find a place you can be still at and quiet your thoughts. And I said this shit years ago. I used to be like, yo, every time somebody speak your name, it's a frequency. That shit bounce off everything in existence. If you tune in, you can filter that right into you, and you can literally hear somebody speaking your name. You can hear somebody speaking your energy. You can feel how they're talking about you. If they speak about you in a negative way, different parts of your body gonna feel that. If they speak about you in a positive way, different parts of your body gonna feel it. You're gonna pick it up. Unbeknownst to you, it happens all the time, but you don't know how to differentiate between what that is and where you don't even know that's what it is coming in. You may feel it as, oh, I got anxiety, or I just got the goosebumps, or it was like this, it was like that. Nah, you can go past that and actually hear it. It's been so many times I've been in a situation, and I used to tell people, I know y'all was talking about me, because both of y'all name popped up at the same time. That be your family. When your family do it, they actually name their names will pop up because you attached to them. You got like some of their blood is in you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So if they speak about you, or you have some form of a real connection, if they speak about you, you know they talking about you. It pops up. One of them or both of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was talking about this shit for years. I've been telling people these things since, I don't know, since I was a kid. And people would never tell me what I was talking about. Like, yeah, you right. Nobody would help me. They would just look at me like I'm crazy, but they knew. They knew that I was tapping in, and they just wouldn't say nothing. So I had to figure it out on my own. You know what I'm saying? I had to figure it out on my own. And not for nothing, that's how you know. But with all these things, right? I'm about to get off here because it's 26 minutes. All these things, that's the opposite of doing it the right way in life. It doesn't make you want to use it for a negative thing. It shows you how much negativity is around you. You be like, dang, yo, everybody on it? Damn, everybody hates you? Everybody mad at you for no reason? That's what it shows you. It shows you how lost everybody is. Divine has a level of unconditional love for everyone. People have conditional love for each other. But yet, when you really want that help, you always go to the source of unconditional love. Make that shit make sense to me. Explain it to me and make me comprehend that. How do you not embody where your last resort is? When it's all said and done, you can't do nothing. Now you want to try your best way to communicate with the Almighty. But yet, you haven't understood the character of the Almighty. It get deep, yo. It get real deep. Because if you can come to the Almighty for that same resource, and that resource doesn't change what you are as far as how you outlook into the world, something's not happening right with you. That's the point. You will start becoming what you call on unconditionally. So therefore, if I'm asking for unconditional support, because I know that's what embodies in the Almighty, eventually I'm going to learn what that is. And then my problem prior to what had me in that mentality, I can look at that now from an unconditional standpoint. Why you think they had that little passage? Father, forgive them. Ye not know what they do. Now you can't even do that now because ye know what they do. Ye know what they do. They choose not to. See the difference? So that means it gives me a place unburdened to be. That gives me a place unburdened to be. That means I can be in unconditional love without even considering to give a damn. Because you're your own choice. Why would I? I'm sitting next to the divine just like you can. You got up out your seat and went over the I don't give a ish row. And now you sitting on I don't give a shit row. You want to sit from there. Yeah, why you over there by the divine? I ain't going nowhere neither. You know what I'm saying? It's a fact. We ain't supposed to be the best. It's not supposed to be lights and glory. It's comprehension. It's what will you do in the moments that matter? What will you do in the moments that matter? Will you allow something to succeed out of the bounds of you and give the praise to the Most High? Or do you need credit? You want to say, oh, I had hands in that. I was the one that made this happen. You ain't fighting. You ain't fighting against nobody. You fighting. You rubbing sandpaper together, man. That's you. You living in your own world. The more you give yourself to the divine, the more unconditional you start to become. And you start to see people on the level of where they are. How can I request unconditional love from you and you don't have it for yourself? You don't have it for nothing around you. How can I give that to you and you don't have it? You're never going to give me that back in reciprocity. That's the learning experience of one who has a good heart. People who have a good heart, they get to a point to where, you know what? You don't always just have this giving heart for the rest of your life. You learn that the level of love that you have is in comparison to where it came from. And then you comprehend that everybody's not deserving of that because they can't reciprocate it. How can I expect unconditional love from you and it's not something you can do? You don't love yourself enough. Somebody will give you 1,001 solutions to a situation and you still won't follow. You'll make up excuses to why you can't do X, Y, Z. People that live like that don't want truth. They want you to feel some way for them. They want you to feel a way for them. How can I feel anyway? I'm learned through unconditional love. I can't feel anything because the same thing that can be salvation for you is salvation for me, but you choosing not to go there. I can't make that. I can't do nothing with that. What am I supposed to talk till I'm blue in the face? I got to make this shit make sense. But the ones out there that's waking up and y'all making them move, salute to you. Salute to you. All praises to the Most High. Keep going and become that higher version of what you reach for. Let that character fall into you and leave the one that you are behind. So therefore continuance happens. This goes over people's heads. I'm telling you. But you already know the vibes. NAGA the Wise. Come get this spiritual consultation. Information is always in the description. You want to support the channel, information is in the description. Like, comment, subscribe, man. Leave me something down at the bottom when you come through and check out the video. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Support a little something. Tell me where you hailing from. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what you got going on today. And if you like what I'm talking about, that's what's up too. Leave that down there in the comment section too. You already know the vibes. It's all love, man. NAGA the Wise.